Good morning, YouTube. It is the 29th of May, 2020. There are so many great things going on in the crypto sphere right now. I've got a couple other videos I'm doing over on the altcoin channel. If you haven't checked out the Bitcoin liquidation watch, search for that. And I've just posted an important video on the explosive future of basic attention token over on that other channel. So check that out if you got a chance. Jumping into Bitcoin here, we can see I'm just referring back to this one point here with the longs and the shorts, that in February, as we were coming up to this, what I thought was a breakout to the higher side, this is when everything was collapsing with COVID coming along, and the longs all got wrecked. And now prices are breaking up to a similar level where we could be breaking higher, and I believe we're going to, and none of the longs are prepared. If the crowds are always wrong, then they were all wrong here and they're all wrong here. They should all be long, just like we were in February, in order to make the most out of this breakout that is just about coming up. There's a lot of people pointing to the top formation and that this is really bearish, and I'll say that it's not a top formation. It looks like one, and this always looks like a top formation as this kind of channel is building up. Always, no matter where it actually ends up breaking out, every time it's retesting this to build this channel, it looks like a crazy top formation. The big distinguishing factor between this and the other is how we are behaving with the relative strength index trend at the very same moment that this is setting up. And if you're not paying attention to what the relative strength index is doing, this is pulling back like a big branch just about to let go. So let's go into the other indicators and see what they're saying. The volume is really important for me as we were coming through to these points and we're touching down, touching down, touching down. This is where the volume ignites. This indicator isn't predictive for me, but as we're getting to this kind of point, and I'm also seeing the breakout of this channel formation and the volume picking up at the same time, then I'm more excited about it. If I zoom right out to the weekly volume level and compare it to what went on in the past, a little surge before the big whoosh of volume from this exchange in the past, it's really important to see that the volume is doing very, very well compared to what we had in the last bottom formation. We went directly to huge volume where we had a big accumulation period before. This is even more evident when we take a look at this chart here. Look at the volume coming into this. To have this kind of volume underneath it at the beginning, any kind of pullback for me is going to be a place where I'm going to look for another 1, 2, 3 formation for a buy signal. Even if it does pull back, I'm still not going to be playing a short signal off of this kind of volume in this economy, as things have just changed with trillions of dollars coming into the works. Everything is going to be melting up. Silver's going up, gold's going up, Bitcoin's going up, and even the stock exchange is going up. And it's not a matter of their value going up, it's just the numbers that we use to measure them are going to be going up. And it's hyperinflation. I don't know the specifics of it, but the scale of our measurement has been changed dramatically, and the markets are just now starting to get the elastic band effect and being thrown up with these. But these are very significant support in this strength movement here. As I move in now, I'm watching for the MACD indicator to oscillate, as we were seeing earlier, that as it pulls back and gives us the channel like the relative strength index, off of this, where we had a consolidation. Let me clear this off. As we get into this specific example of the MACD, we can see the difference between the channels that we're setting up here as we're coming up to this top formation. So as we're coming up to this top formation, our MACD was preparing differently, and then we've come sideways into this consolidation. We got to background this against what is happening with gold and silver as well. They are all taking off out of these positions. So now for my own part, as this MACD is crossing positive and we're breaking out of this, I can use every one of these as bounces that I can be adding on to my original 1, 2, 3 if I had taken it off of here, or my long position from here. There was a long potential here, but it failed as prices came back. So we had another long potential here that seems to be working out. Let's go into the Ichimoku Cloud. On the weekly time frame, we are hitting twice off the top of the green band. The last time we did twice off the top of the green band, it was disastrous and we went down for a long time. So there are a lot of top formation watchers paying close attention to this, specifically because of the Ichimoku Cloud. So as we zoom into this now, are we going to be able to break up through this? Right now, the daily time frame is coming to cross to the negative right here. That is a bearish cross on this, and it would be confirming the potential for a 1, 2, 3 top formation against my bias of things all breaking out and going higher from here. Really important because this has kicked my ass in the past. Here we have almost the alternative where the 12-hour has come into the cloud, and should this be breaking higher and the blue line cross above the red, that is a very powerful buy signal in the uptrend for the Ichimoku Cloud. And I imagine that if that were to happen and we go back to the daily, this blue line would be pulling away from the red again, and it will just be a near miss rather than an actual cross. But that again is my own speculation, and we are coming up to that top formation and the cross on the Ichimoku. Let's go back to the 12-hour and see how it handled it back here too. So the 12-hour crossed, and it stayed crossed negative all the way along here. For our part, the 12-hour crossed, then it's crossed positive, now it's crossed negative, and it's edging back towards positive, where if it crosses positive now, this is where we can go to a bullish, full bull stance again. And with confidence because of this indicator going along with what we're seeing in the Ichimoku Cloud and the MACD indicator. So I'm hoping that the Ichimoku and the MACD are giving us the early warnings, and that this is giving us the sense to be a little slower on it. And again, if you're just starting off with a trade, you always start off with a bit of your trade, and you only add on to it after you're profitable so that your risk is minimized at the beginning of the trade. The most important part. That's what your job is. So let's go into the 1 hour just to go through these. The 1 hour will give us that lead. If it's crossing negative and starting to go through the cloud, then the 4 hour is not going to go bullish. The 12-hour is not going to go bouncing to the bull signal, and the daily will cross to bearish. So we can really see it right down to the point here. And on the other hand, this will confirm right away as we're starting to break above these levels. We do have a beautiful moment for decision making in this chart right now, as we've come down to this very, very small time frame, 1, 2, 3 formation here. Let's see what the Bollinger Bands are saying. When we get to Bollinger Band, this is one of the things that gives me the overall bullish bias, where I am constantly looking for 1, 2, 3 bottom formations to build a long position on, and I'm not looking for top formations to build a short position on. Even if it tops and comes back a little bit, I'll ignore it, and I'll be watching for the 1, 2, 3 bottom to play my next trade off of. And part of the reason is the shape of these bands turning bullish. The other part of the reason is that the price is staying consistently above the midline here. And so for me, that is, we're bullish, and that's what I'm looking for. As I go into the daily time frame, then we can see the 1, 2, 3 formation shaping up here for on the breakout, in addition to the 1, 2, 3 and the 1, 2, 3 that we had supporting up from below. Inside these is also smaller 1, 2, 3s, which is all great, but the main thing I'm looking for is the mean reversions now. Here's a mean reversion to stop us from going up, and we're pushing against that right now. So when we break above that mean reversion area, it's important. As we go to the 12-hour time frame, here again, I'm seeing the mean reversions, weak mean reversions out of the second standard deviation on 2 different occasions that match our 1, 2, 3, the failed retest of a recent higher low. It tried to go low, it got rejected. It tried it again, and it failed, it rejected. And so now I'm more confident to the bull side from this formation as it's setting up, especially as it's bouncing off of these smaller ones, and the 1, 2, 3 formations are nesting and getting bigger. So if you're finding this information helpful, but you still don't have a clear picture of it, this is available for free for a limited time, and I spelled this wrong. Nobody pointed that out to me. You can get this training program that I used to charge $299 for. And let's start off with some proof. I started off with nothing in 2015. I got a $15 tip from Venison Migto on YouTube. Thank you, sir. But by May of 2015, I was up to $500, up to $5,000 the next year, over $10,000 the next year. And by 2018, I was over $500,000. And all I did was trading this pattern, the 1, 2, 3 pattern. I was lucky. I was in at the right place at the right time. It was bullish. I went long. And I also made a $500,000 trading mistake on the way up here. I would have made $1 million too. I'm super grateful to have everybody who's joining and taking this webinar. And thank you so much, Jason90, for your comments there. All you have to do is put your email address in, sign up on the website, and you are in to take this training. I give it away for free because I want you to come to our Discord channel, a level up, better spelling than I am, and with a real trading plan under your belt. So now to finish it up, come over to our Discord. We'll be watching this MACD indicator as that crosses, and we're breaking out of this tiny little 1, 2, 3 formation on the minuscule time frame. We are looking at this as a place that prices are going to get some traction, and they're going to be going up from here. We're also taking a look at silver and gold prices just casually, so come and check those up over on our Discord chat. Thanks again for being here. I look forward to your success stories. Cheers. Bye for now.